So what are the key points of operating Garden Suite? Shirley, why don't you talk about it? Because you live and breathe this every day. It's a love and a hate relationship.
Sure, of course. Why not? Okay, so the key points of operation while holding a garden suite I found quite important are first of all the parking arrangement. So imagine you're going to have three families, probably about at least 6 to 9 persons are going to live there. They would have 1 to 2 cars for each family. Then how you can let them move the cars like every day, right? So before you sign the lease, you be very careful and make sure the size of your driveway is enough for them to park, like won't interrupt each other like quite often. And another thing is that I found some of the owners, they even expand the driveway a bit, because a lot of people, especially in Barrie, they prefer to rent a place come with 1 to 2 parking space. Okay, so that's one thing. Second one is that the smoke fire detector checking, as you have to do like at least 2 to 3 times a year, because you're gonna have three families living on the same lot. It's very important to be compliant. And another thing is that managing vacancy period carefully with qualified tenants. I know all the landlords, they are very carefully and trying to mitigate the risk while holding a triplex with high vacancy rate. So that's one thing. Another thing is that arrange a schedule of construction, like Cindy said. Well, we won't recommend that at this moment we do the construction work yourself. However, if you're going to build a garden suite yourself, then make sure that you watch out the schedule of construction work very carefully. It's because sometimes it comes in a sequence, and you have to communicate with the city quite frequently to make sure that all the work has been done in order. For example, like the water lines, water in and water out, right? So you have to do the trench. While you have two families living in the duplex, you need to make sure all the communication have been taken care of very specifically. Otherwise, your tenants are going to be super annoyed and they will complain to you all the time, which you definitely don't want to do. And another thing is that learn the scope of construction work and design yourself to find the most cost-effective plan before excavation. Yes. So before you actually do any work, make sure that you fully understand the design of the garden suite and discuss the scope of work with your contractor very carefully to make sure that you understand the risk of each step and what kind of material. And also, for example, like I just want to give an example in Barrie we're doing. First of all, when we designed everything, we were trying to build the roof with truss in a metal way. However, when we recalculate all the costs and we talk with the contractor, we found it's really and also material supplier, we found this is super hard to find the type of truss we were trying to order. Then we have to do the design again with handcrafted roof ourselves. So kind of caused a big delay of the construction work, and you're paying for everything, and the longer the construction take, which actually is costing you more money, right? So that's another one. The next one is assign the responsibility of lawn maintenance, snow removal, and parking space with the tenants properly when the lease were signed. Let me explain this a bit, because imagine this way. When you rent the garden suite out, the full backyard, a lot of tenants would ask you, well, who is going to use the backyard, right? So typically it's going to be exclusively used by the person who is going to occupy the garden suites. So a lot of tenants who are living in the primary house, which is a duplex, dwelling, they would not, they typically won't be willing to take the responsibility of doing the any long maintenance because they're not going to use that space, right? So you have to make sure you have the clause in your lease that the gardens with new tenants, they need to take care of this, the backyard. Another thing is that all the water line needs to be set up properly in order to avoid any complaints, like I explained just when I talk about the schedule of the construction work, right? Another thing is that the hydro line are required to be overhead or underground. It's totally different thing because the price would be totally different. So before you start let the contractor do the work, you need to call the hydro supplier yourself and also double confirm with city what's the method they would recommend you to do based on the lot of your property, because they will give you instructions and then it will become different when you start the work, especially the price and the time. Another thing is that check the design of the new garden suite to maximize the rent. Okay, so let me expand a bit about this. It depends when you make a decision how many rooms you will give to the new garden suite. You better do some researches to find out the demographic in the neighborhood and do some research yourself so you would know typically how many people would be renting the place in the neighborhood, like a new couple or a big family. They want to share 3 to 4 rooms. What we found in Barrie is that 2 to 3 baths are most popular there. So if your designer is telling you can do 1 bedroom plus a den, I would think you better do the research first and find out if you do need a 2 baths to maximize your rent, then in order to do a better cash flow in the future. Okay, that's everything I want to share. Cindy, your turn.
I just thought you probably want to express that because you live and breathe it every day.
Wow.
Every sentence I know, every line you said was like, I know if you just hear it, it's like whatever. But in general, every single word cost us money. Every single sentence costed us money. So
true.
yeah, if somebody can avoid these, you just saved yourself a bunch of money. All right. Okay. Next.